I'm gonna teach you everything you need to know to never lose another fight in Minecraft. Believe it or not, your settings are one of the most important aspects of how you PvP. Sensitivity and FOV play a huge part. Usually good PvPers tend to have an FOV around 80 or 90, but you might be able to pull off 100 if you're not planning on using speed potions. Just make sure you're not using 60 FOV like J-Shot. Your sensitivity basically affects how fast you look around when you move your mouse. I tend to keep mine at around 76, but you should have yours to where you feel comfortable doing a 360 just by moving your mouse to the end of your mouse pad once. This should help you keep your combos longer as well. Speaking of combos, the best way to hold one is by Wtapping while strafing. What is Wtapping? Wtapping is when you press W every time you land a hit. This will ensure that you deal more knockback. It's as simple as that. To strafe, all you have to do is press A or D to move to the side of your opponent. The best way to do this is to pay attention to where your opponent is looking and move in the opposite direction. This makes it so that you can hit them, but they can't hit you. Your spacing is also really important to holding a combo. The maximum reach you can hit a player from is 3 blocks, so you want to get as close to that as possible. On Lunar Client, there's a mod that shows you how much reach you're getting with each hit, but after you get used to holding combos, you can really just get rid of that. If you find yourself getting comboed, the best way to fight against it is by doing something called jump resetting. Jump resetting is pretty difficult to master as it requires near perfect timing. To jump reset, you have to press your spacebar right as you get hit. Sometimes this doesn't always work, however, because jumping too soon can make you take more knockback, and jumping too late literally does nothing. Healing is also something else that I see a lot of people forgetting to do. You may think healing is simple. You just eat when you're low, right? Not really. You see, most players eat 1 golden apple when they're low, but you'll actually see the top PvPers like MineManor, ClownPierce, or myself eating anywhere from 2 to 3 gapples. This is because of saturation. When your saturation is low, eating 2 to 3 gapples fills it up completely, basically giving you a few extra seconds of regeneration, whereas eating 1 golden apple only gives you the basic saturation. Crit trading is important in most game modes, and luckily it's really simple. Crits deal more damage than a knockback hit or a sweep hit. To crit, just jump and land your hit as you're falling. You can also do this without jumping by having your opponent hit you. Then you can use the knockback from that hit to land what's called a punish crit or a P crit for short. This is most common in game modes like Netherite PvP and Sword PvP. Another thing I see a lot of players doing is just spamming their mouse, and that would work great if this were 2014. Timing your hits is incredibly important on 1.9 plus combat as it deals significantly more damage. By using this little sword underneath your crosshair, you can determine how charged your hits are. You should wait until the sword is fully charged up before swinging again. The best way to practice these things are not only by fighting actual players, but you can also improve by going onto a solo world and just giving a zombie resistance and then destroying it for however long you feel like you need until you've got it down packed. The next step is shield stunning. Shield stunning is when you double click your mouse to not only break your opponent's shield, but to also deal more vertical knockback to them while making it harder for them to hit you. It's mostly done in game modes like Axe and UHC, but it can be applied to SMP kits in most situations. To shield stun, all you have to do is double click your mouse with an axe, but just know that you will need a double clicking mouse for this. I recommend the Glorious Model O as it's probably the cheapest mouse and it's really efficient for its price. And most importantly, patience. Really just practice and get better by fighting other good players. And you're most likely going to lose quite a lot for some time, but eventually you'll see yourself start to improve over time. It took me nearly a year to get to where I'm at right now, and I'm still far from the best. Now there is definitely more to Minecraft PvP than this, but these are the basics that everyone should know before getting into combat. If you want to see these tips in action, click on this video to your left. If you enjoyed, make sure to subscribe and I'll see you guys next time.